Former central bank boss condemns the quality of public service as alarmingly low, but he has an answer. That's our top story in our Barbados Today afternoon news update for Friday, May the 4th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Former central bank governor Dr. Delilah Worrell says the quality of public service in Barbados has declined alarmingly, and he's recommending a new system that will make it the envy of the Caribbean once again. In his monthly report and using the topic today, the renewal of the public service, Dr. Worrell said the first step was to institute a functioning system of reporting by every government agency, department, ministry, and state corporation.
The reporting should be done at two levels. Annually, published reports to inform the Parliament and the people of Barbados on their stewardship, and monthly to the Treasury for every entity that receives financial support from the government budget. The annual reports of all entities should be released to the public within 3 months of the end of their financial year without fail. Timely publication of the annual report should be a key performance indicator for permanent secretaries, heads of departments and agencies, and CEOs of state-funded corporations.
Dr. Worrell suggested that this measure would have an immediate effect on transparency and public appreciation of government's budgetary limitations. He said that a second essential level of reporting is internal to the Accountant General, who heads government's treasury.
It is necessary for financial control that spending be accurately reported on a monthly basis within days of the end of each month. In this way, the Accountant General can guide spending units to make adjustments to stay within budget before overspending becomes unmanageable.
In other news now, 4 months after officially coming under the oversight of the Fair Trading Commission, the Barbados Water Authority has announced a difficulty in meeting the standards set for it by the utility regulator. BWA General Manager Keith Roy Halliday told the news conference yesterday the company will have challenges adhering to the strict service standards because it's been experiencing difficulty in its preparation.
In other words, we have to demonstrate and move towards being a lot more efficient. Not only that, but we also have to be responsible in terms of our customer delivery. We have to be responsible in terms of where we manage our operations as we align ourselves to those other utility companies that are, for the moment, all privately owned under the oversight of the FTC. It's not going to be necessarily easy because we've had to do a number of changes internally, both from a cultural standpoint, first from a restructuring standpoint in terms of our HR resources and other resources aligned, as well as in terms of our ITC systems.
The island's Child Protection Agency is promising to launch a head-on attack on cyberbullying. The pledge was made this morning by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Care during a church service at Western Dyke Nazarene to mark the start of Child Month.
The Child Care Board will also continue to address the issue of adolescent cyber abuse, cyberbullying, and its implications by conducting a series of interventions at primary and secondary schools using drama and the theater arts as a modality for education. In addition, the board will develop educational materials which will assist the students in dealing with the issues associated with cyber abuse and cyberbullying.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
One night, one winner, only one team can deliver. Balance, comprehensive, unrivaled coverage. Barbados Today, Capital Media HD 99.3 and 6 Gear Studios. Don't miss election night on www.facebook.com/Barbados Today, on www.barbadostoday.bb, live on www.capitalmediahd.com and on www.facebook.com facebook.com/Capital Media HD.
We're back with news from the region now. The Guyana High Court has turned down a challenge by the country's former finance minister and the ex-head of a state-owned entity to stop criminal proceedings against them for going ahead in the Magistrates Court. The matter will therefore proceed in the Magistrates Court on Monday, where the men are charged with misconduct in public office. Royden James reports.
Oral submission by attorney Anil Nandlal before High Court Judge Franklin Holder for Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan to halt proceedings with respect to the charges of misconduct in public office has been denied. This means that the magistrates' courts can proceed with the charges brought against former Finance Minister Dr. Ashni Singh and former head of NISIL Winston Brassington. Former Magistrate Kim Kite, now Solicitor General within the Ministry of Legal Affairs, spoke with reporters just after a lengthy court hearing before Justice Holder.
Yes, an application was made for an interim stay. A fixed day application has been filed, asking the High Court to stay the proceedings in the Magistrates Court. And an interim application was made this morning by Mr. Nandlal for the judge to grant an interim stay of the proceedings after listening to arguments from Mr. Nandlal and team and from the state and team. The application was refused.
Attorney Nandlal was first approached for a comment to explain what happened in the courtroom since the matter was heard in chambers. Nightly News observed that Mr. Nandlal deliberately omitted from his statement that his oral application for a stay of proceedings had been denied by the judge.
And on the international scene, more than 100 people are reported to have died, and at least 250,000 have been displaced by flooding across Kenya. We pick up this story in Euronews.
The Kenyan Red Cross has been struggling to provide aid to remote areas as well as airlifting stranded residents following several weeks of torrential rain and landslides. An international appeal has been launched for food, water and shelter.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.